Alright, have fun.
Why, hello.
Hi guys, that's
Yes. Uh, I want to
yeah.
say
We don't
something,
want to
but
say nothing bad.
I want to say something, but I won't. I want to say, like, when do I ever say anything bad?
All the time. What do you mean?
What?
You can get set up a lot right now, like in this situation.
You did say that one thing at that one time, and
What?
Uh,
では前に出ます。
Alright. I told Spartan I needed to jump up because I didn't want to hear him say anything bad. Hello, guys. Indeed. Okay, so I just got the tweet live. Do me the favor, go give that some love. And let me grab you guys today's sauce. You gotta be careful. Sometimes Spartan says some pretty nasty things. Okay. Let me double check one thing real fast. Okay. My groove. All right, let's get going. Good enough. Hello. Here is today's artwork. It is a fantastic piece by Mr. Shiki. Oh, whoops. Wrong tab. There we go. There you go. Hope everybody's doing good today. Welcome to Tuesday. Yeah. I think that's all I have to say. We were laughing because earlier, I guess there is some league controversy where one of the players has actually made national news for saying that, like, I guess it's like some like women shouldn't play video games or league or something like that because they have periods, and I'm like, dude, that's so dumb. Because like I was talking about, it's like, to me, it's like this is no different, and don't get me wrong, obviously it is, but like it's kind of no different than saying like, oh, like you shouldn't be in a league match professionally because you ate Taco Bell beforehand and you might have to suddenly and violently take a shit in the middle of it. It is what it is. The intrusive thoughts won, yeah, I guess. I've chosen regular Saber Nero for the 4-star Serpent ticket tomorrow. Nice. Yep, we should have it. Sniper Wolf Aurelia, very nice, thank you. Yeah, that piece is by Dino, aka Rommel Produce. He should be tweeting it out Friday, I believe. So, I don't have sauce for you guys yet, but I should. Is he going to say lactose intolerant people can't play too? Right? Like, it's just kind of. I can understand how someone comes to such an opinion. I can't understand how, like, one, if you're a professional, that you say it out loud, and two, that, like, you even remotely thought about it for, like, 1 second. Because the second you think about it, you realize, like, no, there'd be multiple ways you could deal with it. It wouldn't actually be that big of an issue. So it's, like, it's such a, like, funny thing to me. But we were... Like I said, we were basically laughing at it because it's like, oh my god, this is actually like the most notoriety League's gotten in a hot second. And it's funny because I feel like that's the only way that League gets any notoriety, is that, like, either they're selling a skin that costs way too much money, or they're basically like one of their players is in hot water. So it's just like, it's so dumb to me that they actually do this stuff. Okay, I tried to loop this earlier with Umu. That did not work to my advantage. Let's try Mucha Matcha. I was gonna try to get away with Umu for it, but like I said, just not with my current support setup where I'm doing like dual support to basically try and loop. It just was not strong enough. So, also chat, by the way, this is NA. You have 4 hours on your teapots. Make sure you guys are using them. Hopefully I'll get Wangina tomorrow. Hopefully. Yes, we have the Grand Duel on JP as well. I'll be going over that with you guys here. But it is pretty much par for the course. Ironically enough, outside of like the Grand Duel, JP kind of like not doing a whole lot right now. I get that they had the raid and everything like that, but this is just kind of a weird spot basically for JP to be in, because it definitely feels like the event is rather phoned in. And I totally understand like why. And we had talked about this before, but it's like, it seems that, you know, off the back of Anniversary, they're pretty like kind of, they blew their load. They had way too much that they had to get done. And then they also probably like current consensus from talking with Trubs is that they're probably doing like a Foreigner Singularity or something like that, like at least like a Foreigner Ordeal call, I guess you could say, for the Halloween event. So it's seeming like that's going to be the case, and that's why we'll maybe like have some sort of like big impactful story coming up. And so because of that, I think like just between Annie 10 and between, you know, a potential Halloween that's going to be like pretty centric to the story, it seems like they went and said like, okay, like we'll still write some story for this, but like we're not going to go all out developmentally. So of course, something dumb like that. Oh yeah, always. Instantly reminded of the woman referring to her kids as a situational disability. Yeah, that is, again, it's like, it's letting the intrusive thoughts win. It's like, I totally understand someone saying that, and it's like, to me, it's freaking hilarious, but also like, that's not okay, and you shouldn't say that out loud, right? Like, imagine if like your kids actually are like old enough to understand that, and then like they hear you say something like that and you're like, oh, okay. So yeah, I also have to ignore the Olga Marie boss fight until the 10th anniversary. It is what it is. Umu needs her next buff. She really does. I just wanted to see like just how bad was the refund, and the refund was pretty bad. I'm doing all right, Spartan. How are you doing? On a similar note to League, what is Dota or Paladins, I think it's called, doing? I hear nothing about those games. I don't really hear much about Dota. I know, so if you guys are familiar with Kaido, I talk with Kaido pretty regularly, and Kaido is somebody that at least plays Dota and is pretty darn good at it. So like I hear about it like vicariously through him, but he is like one of the only people I know of that play it. I think Dota is bigger overseas than like here in the States. I think League kind of dominates here in the States, but Dota definitely has like footholds in like Europe and like Southeast Asia and stuff like that. Oh, Chris, thank you for the 6 months. Appreciate it, my man. How you doing? The art behind you, Cat, is amazing. Give us the link. I did actually. At least I think I did. Did I give everyone a link? Yeah, I did. Just type in exclamation point art, and that'll get it for you. We did get Mole from Halloween. Yep. Yeah, it's not like that crazy to think like, oh, we're gonna get a foreigner from that. I tried to loop the note with her at first too. Yeah, it's just that's Umu. Umu's refund is not good, right? Like you still kind of can, but I would have needed like a triple support setup, and you guys can see what I'm obviously trying to do, right? Like I'm basically trying to bond up MHXX here at like about as much as I can by throwing her in the front line. So like to a degree it works. To another degree it doesn't. If you don't have somebody that has a really good refund. So Lancers are just kind of nasty for that, because a lot of the Sabers are kind of like 50% loopers where they get back to about 50% at best. Hello, Angora. Hey, JC. I wonder if Jason could do it with the damage C. Probably. I mean, especially if like you support him enough, Jason's probably actually viable. What did I miss? Nothing. Everything. We actually just got started, so you're fine. We were talking about how one of the league players has him in hot water, and me trying to loop with Umu. What do you think of the one Gina event story? It's pretty cute, if not hilarious. I like it. It does kind of, ironically enough to me, like drag on. There's a lot of like slice of life stuff there that like I'm not gonna lie that it's like it's not interesting. It is, because like it's a thing, but I also feel like there's a point where I'm like, okay, you could have cut like 50% of this and it still would have been fine. But it just is what it is. Asastra, thank you for the 8 months. Appreciate it. Check, we get some love for our subs. Congrats again on the 18k subs on YouTube. What a chat. Thank you. Okay, I appreciate it. And thank you for all the help with that as well. Jason has the advantage of not having a one-hit NP. True. Like if I were trying to loop Void Shiki, it would not work without me brute forcing it. I like it, but it's overstayed its welcome at this point. I mean, all things considered, the story is not appreciably very long. It's just, to me, it feels like there's actually a whole lot of nothing in the story, if that makes sense, right? Like, a lot of the story is quite literally playing around. So, like, yes, it's funny, yes, it's slice of life, but there's not actually a lot happening. And so, because of that, you begin to realize that, like, this event really is, like... So keep in mind when it's happening. And we just talked about how like the JP event also feels like it's phoned in. This is like their version of a phoned in event. There is no extra mechanics in this event. The one Gina event is a straightforward event. It's not that it doesn't have implications. It's not that it doesn't matter for story. It does. But developmentally, it's a very bare bones event. Every event is a raid, yes. I have an okayest editor, true. Definitely better than nothing, I guess. It is definitely better than nothing. Do people really like point ladder events? I'll be honest, I do. And do you want to know why I like point ladder events? The point ladder gives free resources and I don't have to do anything. Like I just do the notes. It's not like a mission event where I might have to like figure out what I have to like run and what I have to do, I can basically no brain it. The only time that point ladder events get annoying is when you have one like, say, for instance, Summer 3 or something, where you've got like a triple ladder and each has like different Cs. That gets kind of tedious. But beyond that, it's usually pretty fine. Like I have no issues with ladder events. I actually feel like ladder events are usually the easiest ones as far as gimmicks go. Sorry, chat. I don't know why, but like getting like a little bit of drainage. Kind of wish the current event on NA gave more crystallized lures. I think we're only going to walk away with 4 of them. I mean, again, it's not like it's a like very big event, right, in that regard. So I wouldn't worry about it too much. Keep in mind, you can always buy your crystallized lore from the Rare Prism shop, assuming you have the Rare Prisms. How do you feel about base building events where you get materials every 6 hours or so? I hate getting materials every 6 hours. It needs to be 8 hours minimum. Minimum. And I prefer 12 hours. Because 12 hours is usually the like natural cycle of the game, I feel like. And if they try not to do it in that time period, it becomes weird and it forces players to log in too often. But do I dislike those events? No, not really. I feel like it's fine and you get free resources from it, so I don't have a big like gripe with it. I think maybe the only issue with those events are figuring out like how much of a given resource that you need to build something. And beyond that, it's pretty easy and chill. Though, to be fair, like, Chad, I've been doing this a long time, right? I've done just about every single gimmick that the game has in that regard. So it's not a big deal to me. Let me hop over here and do the alt account real fast, and so you guys can see it is capped. Oh, I knew that was going to happen. Is that a burrito? Hold on, chat. Okay. So let's oh god, this one I feel like I took an alter ego myself, but if I remember correctly, it's foreigner boss, so you kind of want an alter ego if you can. Do we? Of course. Now I don't have Taisui as a guaranteed support. That is not the world's worst option. It just won't go fast. Yeah, whatever. We'll do it. I don't care at that point. Monka S Final Ascension. Big Kiara? No. Like, the issue with Kiara is, again, that Kiara really struggles to loop. How do you feel about the IRL timer mechanic used in Enmity? The IRL timer mechanic. What do you mean? You, like refresh my memory. Did we have a timer mechanic in Enmity? Feel like we didn't. I think this is 2 times. No, 3 times. Okay. Gonna go with that. But like if I remember correctly, she and P's when I bar breaker. I think the node ends when one Gina and P's. I believe so too. Almost done with my JP grind. Easy, nice. I have not touched it yet. I figured I'd save it for you guys. I like the point ladder when it isn't connected to story unlock. And a level 1 damage she can do the node with the MC with 20% charge. Yeah. I mean, like, damage Cs and damage bonus are always to the benefit of units like Jason. Or, for instance, what's her face? The Lancer girl. Mary Anning, right? Like, in her case, it's just a deal of, like, it's basically going to just kind of revolve around supporting them properly, and usually their only actual issue is damage output. It's kind of a monk S. Yeah, I'm good. Nah, I'm good. I don't need this person. There's points where I've learned there are certain types of players in this game. Their unit was useful. They have gotten FP from me. I owe them nothing. JP also raised the level cap to 190. Wouldn't be surprised to see. Somebody is already 190. Trump saw it on Twitter earlier today. Like, of course, right? Like, wait, hold on. Was this more story or did... Yeah, okay, this is the actual node. This is gonna be annoying for this account. I want to do this. Musashi's not terrible. That will work. It's not great due to the 666 skills, but also I love the Grailed to 100 666 skills, but it is more possible now than ever to do stuff like that. And it's really funny to me to see people doing it. All right, I'm just looking for people to bond. I think this calls for the Arts MC. All right, there we go. Are you winning, son? I am. Tesla, how are you doing? Basically like storm pods, yeah. Second copy of Ozzy, nice. It hurts that Jason can do it, but Tomoe cannot. I've said it once, I'll say it again. Tomoe actually got shafted and needs a buff. It's kind of ridiculous. There are I was talking with Avalon about this earlier today, that like we are at I think 40 buffs for the year. We considered it good when they increased the pace to about 50 a year. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I believe that we will be lucky to hit 50 this year. It was good when they increased the pace to 50 and we wanted them to go more. If they go less, this is a problem. Like, we should not be doing less buffs. But I get that it's probably like behind the scenes, the devs are really busy. Honest to God, I think like I'm beginning to see the like dysfunction that the devs have a little bit. That it feels like it takes like the entire dev staff to do anything really, and it's kind of crazy that that's the case. Just do that. I feel like I'm trying to set myself up to loot, but I shouldn't. I saw that 190 already. Yep. Did I say Booty Monte? No. Back at the fries. Nice. I can't wait to like finish losing weight so I can eat things like French fries again. Chat, so leftover food from the date, I had some mashed potatoes. So I had them while I was on the date and then the leftovers. Besides that, I don't think I have eaten another starch besides these pretzel bites, some club crackers that I put on my soup, and rice. That's it. I have not really had anything in that regard. Oh, I guess technically I've had bread on my sandwiches. That's another one. Although technically, sorry, I called it a starch, like just carbs in general. But yeah, it's kind of funny to me in that regard that like I've eaten very little. And to be fair, I'm not exactly like losing weight where I want to. I think I've got to get to the point where I can actually like run. But like I said before, I have like a heel pointer right now that I'm still kind of getting over. And it's weird that it's like, it's actually like not going away very quickly. But I think it's because I like hopped over the exercise bench that I had right out here in the hallway trying to get to the stream room. And it basically, I landed like hard on the tile. And so it messed up the foot. Let's do that. And then that. Level Jason, you know you want to? My NA account has level Jason. Unless you mean like the alt account. And at that point, no, it's not worth it because I don't have the supports for him yet. Grilled but not 10 to 10 sandwiches, yes. I'm guessing that they stopped on 666 because they did it for the lulz. No, it's probably because it's far easier to get embers than it is to get like ascension materials. So they just actually are hard stuck on the ascension map. And they, you know, like maybe they don't want to use the pure prisms or something like that. I'm just going to do that. I'd rather have the charge on Muramasa. Oh, he actually didn't kill. Kind of surprising that it took the whole thing there. Yeah, let's see your crit damage down, and I raise you crit damage up of 100%. Well, he's got all the stars here. We'll give him also the crits. And just let that man go to town. I feel like he's starting an NA ordeal call. It's just repeating year 8, like 34 buffs. Yeah, no, I don't want that. Sorry, I'm still like making up for being behind on chat. I feel like they're saving a lot of buffs for the finale. I don't. I think they're that busy this year and they're trying desperately to get to the finale. And I've talked with Avalon about that as well. I think we're kind of in consensus that they are probably... I think I know how they're going to do next year. And I think it's just going to result in like there's going to be a little bit of stall, but I think the devs already know that they're going to have to continue the game. And there are signs even within the Noah event that is the case. I don't think you've probably heard anybody talk about that, but the story of the Noah event seems to indicate that there is more to the game. Personally, don't want them to jump straight into part 3. I think there will probably be like a little bit of a 6-month gap that they've maybe like hidden well, and that'll probably be how. Depending on the amount, that could be a lot of starch. Honestly, these are the only things that get me in trouble, these buffalo pretzel bites, and I've mostly just been treating them as a snack, like with food that is like lesser. So like if I just have a small bowl of soup, I'll have some pretzel bites with it. If I have half a sandwich, I'll have some pretzel bites with it. It is literally like they are just my supplement for when the meal is incredibly small. Because I do know that I have to like still consume calories. It's just one of those deals where I basically am trying to make it so that there is the minimum. Like, and I just consume enough to get myself satiated, basically. But portion control has been a big thing for me, and I've been doing really well on that, so. It adds up, especially the rice. Yeah, it's so funny how much I'm like able to stretch rice. I'm still using the rice that I cooked like 2 weeks ago. Why? I just don't really have anything else that I need to make. It just kind of keeps working. Let's do that. I would not be surprised if they announce part 3, but say it's not coming out right away. I mean, they've kind of said like, hey, we'll need a little bit of time. So like I said, I'm currently thinking 6 months, but it's not that there won't be anything during the 6 months. It's just that like, you'll probably get a prologue and then it'll be 6 months before you get like the proper chapter. Rice, my beloved grain. Yeah, people are all like, oh, you have to eat like brown rice and stuff. I'm like, I don't mind eating white rice. And they're like, oh, but that's not as healthy for you. And I'm like, that's fine. It's not going to kill me. Like, people have been eating white rice for generations. Like, it's fine. I think that's one of those like health food nut things where people will sit there and they will tell you like, oh, that's really bad. And I'm like, conventional wisdom indicates you're wrong. And conventional wisdom always ends up being right. Because it's like humanity kind of proved stuff like that over like thousands of years, basically. Did they do a single office tour hiring promotion thing for 10th Annie? I know they're like hiring, but I haven't seen them do like any promotional thing on our end. Nothing that they've showed off, at least. I'm sure they're at places, though. A few of mine are stuck because of mats. Oh, yeah, no, I'm the same way. I actually looked because I was like, oh, I have some seeds. I was like, maybe I should farm up some seeds and like get like Proto Merlin started so I can loot better. And then I looked and I was like, hold on, I better double check. And sure enough, Castoria uses seeds in her Ascension. And I'm like, nope, can't touch it then. Because that's it. Basically, if I have to have it for Ascension, then it's like, oh, I need it just to get the unit online. And that is pivotal. That's critical for me. I should use pure prisms, then I get scared because they're limited. In my case, I'm like actually running out on this account, so kind of makes sense. Maybe have some collabs to bridge until part 3. No, I really hope they don't. I was again talking with Avalon about this today, and I think we're both in consensus that they are absolutely just, they have kind of spent too long on collabs in the past 2 years. Particularly last year. Last year was really bad for it. And it's like, I like collabs as much as the next guy, but there is a point where I'm like, hey, this is FGO, it should be Fate. So it's like they need to do a better job of pacing things and spreading it out. They kind of need to lay off it a little bit. So in that regard, not having like a Golden Week collab this year was perfectly fine in my opinion. You get items to reset specific runs? Wait, what? Oh, you meant the pure prisms. I do not think you will see Epic of Remnant, because I believe that Oriel Call is already to an extent that. So I suspect they're just gonna kind of do their own thing. Have the same carbohydrate content. Yeah, it's basically it's the health benefit of brown rice is why people say it. I think it's what is it, the germ or whatever in it. But like to me, I'm like, I'm sorry, I really don't care. I don't think it makes that big of a difference. Brown rice won't matter much till you're hitting a low percentage min maxing. Yeah. Like I said, for me, it's an activity thing. Like I've got to get back into like actually getting like active cardiovascularly. Obviously, I've already done a great job just by like continuing to work out. That is not my problem right now. The big thing is I've got to expand my workouts, and I've got to start working the cardio in. But it's on my to-do list. I've already kind of just been slowly but steadily ramping, and this is how I've been doing it. It's been working for me. Like, Chad, I have basically been dieting now for, are we on like the 3rd month now, I think? So I'm doing really good. I have not like fallen off or anything like that. And it's because it's just like if I want something, I allow myself to have it. Like for instance, chat, I felt a little like sugar deprived. So I literally just went and took a hit of like the chocolate syrup that's in the refrigerator. I know that sounds uncouth, but like that is way better than me going and like eating an entire box of Oreos, which is what'll happen if I don't give myself sugar. So it's like I'd rather just do it. If my body craves it, it's fine. Just do it in moderation. Were the men killed by bowl of rice? Yes. Let's refresh. But I'd also like, when it comes to rice, I would much, much, much rather eat rice than eat like, again, something like mashed potatoes. Mashed potatoes are great, but if I'm going to eat mashed potatoes, it's going to be like our holiday mashed potatoes where it's mashed potatoes and gravy from like roast beef. And I'm going to like, oh, I'm going to eat that so much. I'm going to go ahead and pop everything on waiver here. Try to get this going faster. Gonna blow down the first opening wave here. Diabetic diet, so I gotta know what landmines not to step on. It's cursed knowledge. No, I mean, I get it. I totally get it. I don't want to like get to such a point that I worry about such things. So I'd rather just take care of myself now. That's something I'm learning like as I get older is it's better to just like do a little bit and maintain yourself than it is to like have to play catch up. You got a syrup dealer. So because like the dessert that I usually will allow myself to like cheat with and have is like just a nice like small like pint of like vanilla ice cream. Sometimes if I'm feeling like spicy, I put like chocolate syrup on it. I know that sounds so vanilla, but like it is what it is. And it's good. It's delicious and it absolutely makes it worth. Letting yourself have those small cheats save diets. Yep. You need some sugar, but I also been switching to snack bars and smoothies. Yeah, I legitimately the only sugar I had today was my banana in the morning. That was it. And the banana is the only thing I'm eating for breakfast right now. It is what it is, chat. Not even oatmeal? No, just a single banana. UR is already optional, and they already made 0.5s optional to make main story easier to clear. I suspect ordeal calls will become optional as well on the path to the end. Like, they're not right now, but I suspect they will be eventually. I don't feel like he's a true collab unit, like Aoko's true collab unit. Sorry, who are we talking about? Oh, Richard? I mean, to me, he kind of is, but like, he's still at least like Fate, so he's not like. It's not like we're talking like Aoko or like Shiki or something like that, right? The potassium, yep. Definitely helps out with cramps. Don't get them. I'm a big oatmeal and banana guy. I probably got to start like working oatmeal in, but I have not done anything like that. So, chat, you want to know what my breakfast is if it's not a banana? And this will make any of the health nuts in chat just go like, what the hell, cat? It's cinnamon toast crunch. And it's delicious.